Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Two.
Welcome. I don't remember what number episode this is, but welcome to
Oh,
IWICCI podcast episode.
could be 19.
I don't know, Danny. You're the one with Discord open. Can you take a little peek for us and see what number it is,
Did
correct?
I do anything? Hold on. Um, what the? I don't know. Hold on. I got this. No pressure.
Anyway, this is the episode where we are going to primarily be talking about how fucking awful it is. There's going to be a lot of swear words, so if you're sensitive to that, fuck off. Um,
Oh my goodness me.
we are talking about how shitty it is to work in a vacation town because both of us have spent multiple summers living in a vacation town, but
And
not vacationing there, not enjoying the experience.
no.
So,
And seasonal work is, I've discovered, like a very hard switch. Um, because my partner has never lived in a seasonal place and we live near a seasonal place now,
mm-hmm.
and she got seasonal work, and like didn't understand how to deal with, like, you're making a lot of money in like a really short period of time and you have all these hours and then all of a sudden there's nothing.
Yeah, seasonal work is. I don't want to say it should be illegal because that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like, there's obviously a market for it and it does what it has to do. But it sucks that there's no job security for the rest of the year for the seasons that you're not
I
cleaning
agree.
pools and landscaping and working summer camps. But anyway, we'll get to that in
There's a
about
lot
a
to
half
pack.
hour or 20 minutes. I don't know how long we decide to yap in the beginning. But anyway, Danny, what episode is this? What
I don't
number?
know.
What number is it? What number is
17,
it?
18, 19.
I would love a real answer. I would love if you could go to our YouTube page, which is Corvid Witch on YouTube, by the way,
So
because
sorry.
that's where you're watching this. So while Danny looks at how many episodes we have, well, it's Mercury retrograde, by the way, in Leo. That started last night, early this morning. Um,
Roar.
huh?
Roar.
Oh yeah,
Like Leo, like
yeah,
roar,
yeah.
roar.
Leo like roar. I My Jupiter is in Leo, but you have your Venus or your
Venus.
Mars.
My penis is in
Your
Leo.
Venus? Your Venus is in Leo. Okay, so Mercury is going to be hanging out
I
with your
We're on
Venus.
episode 19, which is what I originally said.
Okay, but you weren't sure, so
I
I
was
needed you
not
to be
sure.
sure.
You're correct. Yes,
So,
I was unsure.
anyway, welcome to a Witchy episode 19.
19.
I'm V, and
I'm Danny.
this is Danny over there.
I was, I was so ready.
Okay, so longest intro ever. How are you, Danny? It's been a couple weeks since we've recorded last.
Yes, I'm very excited to record, and I'm very excited to record this episode because I think both of us have a lot of pent up, like, things to say.
Absolutely. And it's
Um,
almost like divine timing that it's during a Mercury retrograde where we can just like openly complain and
yeah, and
hopefully
it's also at the time when I'd most be freaking out, I think,
mm,
like at whatever summer job I had.
absolutely after what is it? Memorial Day weekend in May. June usually isn't as bad,
It's not that
but
bad.
July fucking drags. And
July
then
dragged, and then,
August is like you're delusional from whatever, so you're just trying to make it to Labor Day.
well, we always used to say at a particular job that I had, August is when the animals come out.
Yeah, truly.
Like, it's people that like couldn't get their vacations at the beginning of the summer and they like scrambled to get them in at the end, and like they're crazy. You're burnt out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's just
Yeah. One of the issues with living in a seasonal town is that renting and living anywhere is overpriced, and usually landlords want you out from May to
yeah.
October so that they could rent for a crazy amount of money and make a lot of money during the summer. Um, and then the rent drops from October to April, price wise. But regardless, people can't really afford anymore to, or at least in the last like 10 years, people couldn't afford to come out for the whole summer like they used to. So they would block July or August, and the two different types of people that would come out during July and August are very different.
Yeah, they really are.
Very different.
But that's also like seasonal housing is also really unfair,
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if you find a place, oh, like I just have to figure out something else for a few months and
Yep.
then
You got to
come
move
back.
completely out for the summer, and then maybe you can come
Like,
back for the fall, winter, and spring.
I knew at least one family who did that. They like rented their house out for the summer and they would go like camping or couch surfing or something like
Yeah.
just to make money.
I knew a bunch of families that did that I went to school with, and it blew my mind. I'm like, what? I thought they were like privileged. Like I thought they were having a fun time, like renting out their house so they could rent a house in a different state for however long. But like now that I'm older and understand what was actually happening, like
Like
sure
being
they had two homes, but one was here in the Hamptons and the other was in bumfuck like middle of nowhere state that doesn't have a seasonal tourism situation. So like
yeah.
they couldn't live there because the good schools were here, but whatever. Anyway, what have you been up to since we last recorded?
I am really excited because I am moving in September. Um,
Good.
Same town, but it was the only really nice place that we looked at. Everywhere else had something just like glaringly messed up about it.
Yeah, I feel like you told me about a basement apartment that had like
There
one
was
window or something.
Yeah, it had one window in one of the bedrooms. That's it.
Terrible.
And it had you couldn't use one of the closets because some military guy had left a bunch of his stuff there and the landlord promised that he'd like keep it. So like one of the closets is just locked. Like it was so odd.
Yeah, no. No, thank you. If I'm paying to like live in a space, I would like to have access to the entire space. Like the fuck.
Yeah,
Take that closet full of stuff into your part of the house or whatever. Like
100%.
where
So
you're
like
living.
that was
But in a
there
storage
were
unit, like a normal person.
yes. So there were like a bunch of not good places we saw, and then we thought that this one was also going to be terrible because the landlords did not give us the exact address and they were late. So they were like
Oh,
driving
good.
from far away, and I was like, great, another sketchy place, like this sucks.
Yeah.
And then they like got out of the car. We maybe waited for like 10 minutes, which is sort of a long time for
Yeah.
somebody to show up.
For an appointment, for sure.
And they were like super apologetic. They were the nicest people. Like the unit was totally like redone, like brand new appliances and
Cool.
like everything. And they were the only place we saw that was like, we really want to make sure everything's up to code. So like here's like the way to get out in case of a fire and here's like the regulation, like whatever. Like it was
Yeah.
all like
Nice.
perfect. And like the other people were just like, and maybe you could crawl out a window or something. Like they were just like,
Yeah.
whatever. Like
That's so frustrating. It sucks how many people like how many scummy landlords there are in the first place, but also how many people are kind of forced into the position of being a landlord because they aren't making enough money to,
yeah.
pay for whatever they have, even with their job. I don't know. Like a lot of, I guess, parents, older people really out here were like renting their pool houses or little
True.
backyard
Older
one
people.
room sheds, bedrooms in their homes because they're not making really anything to be able to afford the taxes to live out here, but they've been in that house. Like they've owned and lived in their own house for like 50, 60 years, but now they suddenly can't afford to stay in it. It's so crazy.
It's crazy.
I hope the housing market like finally gets fixed soon. Crashes, I guess. Is a crash what we need?
I don't know.
I don't really know either.
It's not good here, but it's like Canada's famously been in a housing crisis for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm starting to see things like slowly get better and slowly get more affordable, like
Yeah.
which is good. Like stuff is coming down, but I don't understand how it works. Like
Yeah, I mean, the demand is there. One of the like biggest statistics that I hate is that we have enough housing to house the houseless, but we just do not do that.
yeah,
Like there's
it's
there's
awful.
more houses than there are people who could live in them, and we just don't. do anything
I
about
I
that.
especially noticed that like around where I used to live when you live. I
Yeah.
noticed it around there, and I just,
Oh yeah.
especially in the winter, I'm
Oh
just
my
like,
God, yeah.
man, that's so goofy.
Winter in the Hamptons as a local is like, I like it because it's quiet
I like it
and,
too.
you know, you can drive places, you can find parking, you can go to what few events there are and know that you're going to like get in. Um
Yeah,
but yeah, driving around the like 16 bedroom houses that are just fucking empty with their fucking porch lights on all year. Crazy.
crazy.
Crazy. Why? Whatever. It sucks. I hate that. I hate that part. The wealth
I
inequality.
I did this for like a few years in my early 20s because like winter in the Hamptons is a whole other ball game. Like
Mm-hmm.
you're like you lose your mind a little bit because it's so like desolate, or I do.
You do. Yeah.
I'm not a winter person,
True.
but like I used to get relatively intoxicated and see how many backyards I could like trespass through my neighborhood,
Okay.
and like a lot because nobody was there.
Yeah.
Like the thing.
It wasn't
Like,
it wasn't an issue. Um yeah. No, I like the winters, especially out here, but um
it's cold.
I like it.
I don't.
And yet you're the one in Canada.
I know. We did have a heat when now it's like in the upper 70s. It's
Well,
like pretty.
yeah, now is the warmer months, but in the winter months,
Ugh.
it's a real winter. My
My
chair is
first
squeaky.
winter, oh, sorry. My first winter here was so mild, and I was like, oh, this isn't bad. And then, like, this year we had like a proper Canadian winter,
Yeah.
and I was such a whiny little bitch. And like, all my friends were like, this is just how it is. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
ah, like,
Get used
it
to
just
it.
snowstorm after snowstorm, like, forever.
Yep. That's your life now.
Yeah. What have you been up
Um,
to?
I don't remember if I spoke about my novella being published last episode because we had our last episode like a month ago. I probably did talk about it then.
Yeah.
But that's
Oh,
out. That's
that's
good.
so awesome. The dream one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's so good.
Thanks.
Read it.
That one came
You'll
out.
cry.
But yeah, honestly, I haven't been. I mean, I have been working. I took June kind of off of my professional fiction writing projects because I just needed to cleanse my brain a little bit. But recently I've been trying to just intentionally be with my body,
Hmm.
if that makes sense. Like I'm deciding to stop my writing or gaming or whatever project I'm stuck in and like go outside for an hour. Go in the pool, swim a little bit, like do some movement or just walk around the yard. If I'm hungry, instead of just like going for some easy delivery that I don't have to think about for an hour and it just gets to me and then I eat it, I'm like, I'm gonna go make a sandwich, or I will make these, like I've been making these little egg bites. So it's like a muffin tray and then you put egg, or you crack the eggs and then you can add a little milk to like make them fluffy, and then you put
Yeah.
them in the muffin trays, and then I
Oh,
add goat cheese and broccoli and
oh, that sounds
spinach
so good.
or ham and cheese or peppers and onions and cheese, and then there are these little egg bites.
That's so nice. I love that.
Yeah, so now I have a bunch of egg bites, and I have them with a little English muffin or a bagel and fruit. I've been making my goop. I think I've talked about
Oh
my
yeah,
goop
you goop.
before. I'm eating my goop.
I have to
So
go
yeah,
grocery shopping, but I do have farm fresh eggs
delightful. Yeah, from your farm that
from
you're
my
working on.
friend who has a farm.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah, they're really good.
But
We
yeah,
made like it was like garlic, spinach, egg, and then we didn't have any bread because I can't freaking eat bread. So
mm-hmm.
we made them on like a rice cake and had kind of breakfast sandwiches for
That
dinner.
sounds
It
really good.
was really good. And we had a farty cheese.
Farty cheese.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew the second it left my mouth.
What did you say?
Damn it.
What did you say though?
Farty?
Did you say farty cheese?
No, I said Havarti.
Havarti.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't enunciate the ha too much, so it just sounded like party cheese. I'm like, oh. I mean, I think that's most cheese.
Yeah, most
That's
cheese is a little
that's
farty, little
why the
footy.
phrase "cut the cheese"
Oh
exists.
yeah. Is that why it's called that?
Yep, because when you cut
I
cheese, it's stinky like a fart.
I found out why we call this like when you like blowing raspberries.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's like Cockney rhyming slang. So you like get rid of the first word that actually, or no, the second word that actually rhymes, and you keep the first word. So like raspberry tart is what they would say for fart. So like if you take off the tart and leave the raspberry, that would be like Cockney rhyming slang for fart. And it sounds like a fart when you make the like sound. So like raspberry.
I'm gonna pretend that I followed that, but yeah, I just thought that that's what it sounds like when your ass releases a fart. Like that's why
Raspberry.
that. Yeah, I don't know.
That's
I
well,
just
that's what
I
I
just figured that was like one of those things that adults would rename for children so that
oh yes.
they.
You're not just like mouth fart, which I guess would be a burp.
It's a mouth fart. Well, yeah. What a conversation. Anyway, um yeah, but I have been writing my dystopian sci-fi book that you're
Yay
afraid
for
of. So,
oh, I was frightened of that book. But yay.
yep. That's what I've been up to.
Excellent.
And like very mildly trying to make vlog content. Oh, and I'm working on my Substack more.
That's cool.
Fun stuff, fun stuff
Yeah.
for me. And hopefully for
No,
people who
that's
like watching
exciting.
or reading.
Your blog vlog is like on your page, like
Blog
the same
vlog.
page as here, right? So if somebody wants
No.
to know,
No. I mean, you can
oh,
find my Substack probably from my YouTube channel, but um my vlog attempts are on TikTok.
gotcha. Oh, I've seen them. I know
Yeah.
what they are. They're fun. I
Yeah.
like
They're
them.
just it's
Everybody
just
go look at them.
I've always like enjoyed aesthetic content, but I never really let myself explore making it for myself because I'm like, I'm just not good enough. It's just not gonna work. And like, who fucking cares? I'm gonna just make it.
That's so true. I have moments like where I get into my own head if I make an aesthetic video. I'm like, none of this is real. This is like so like
Yeah.
a little bit cringe, I guess. And then I always think of like the creators that make that content that I know isn't real, and I'm just like, I'm having fun. So I'm like,
Yeah.
hopefully somebody will see mine and be like, hey.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why, for me, trying to do aesthetic stuff is more embarrassing than the cosplay that I do or like the memes that I do where I'm like not no makeup. I just will rolled out of bed, like I just look whatever, and I put that on the internet. But as soon as I'm like, I'm gonna film this bush and then cut to an image of me standing looking at nature and then cut to whatever I'm doing and then what I'm eating, and it's like, why is that cringy? Why do I see myself doing that? And I'm like, that's weird. That's cringe.
Actually funny that you should say that. I was literally thinking about this yesterday.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. Like I I was thinking about the exact same thing and I'm like, why is it cringy? And I think like for me, I had to like logic it through because it comes from a place of like dishonesty,
Yeah.
which like and I have like, like unfortunately a heightened sense of justice, which isn't
Yeah.
always like what it should be.
No, I feel you. I'm similar in that way. Yeah.
Yeah. And like I think it's because it's not real. It's not quite real. It's not quite what's happening. And then I'm like, movies are the thing I love most on this planet. Like none of that is really real.
Yeah.
And like I just have to kind of like accept that like
Hmm.
I'm making a fake thing, but it's something that looks cool and it's like romanticizing your life and
Right.
like,
Right.
you know.
That's the part that I really am sticking, like holding on white knuckle tight with. Like I'm romanticizing my
Yeah.
boring ass mundane life that like doesn't need to be documented. Like I'm not educating anyone. I'm not doing anything that hasn't been done before, but like I'm doing it, and I don't know why, but like I still feel like I want to record. I want to make it look not like, I don't know. And sometimes I enjoy that content, but I do go into that content knowing that this is a performance, that somebody, like, I get turned off when they're trying to sell me something. I get turned off when I
Yeah,
can tell that it's like obviously a set, or obviously just like not like they, I don't know. It's when it's obvious that it's not real, that kind of takes me out of the illusion of it being somebody's actual aesthetic life. But I don't know. I've been
yeah.
posting myself at the pool a lot recently, and literally I am in the pool for like maybe an hour, just
That's
swimming
nice.
around. That's not, but I don't, I hate being in the pool. Like, I don't like swimming. I don't
I
like
love swimming.
summer,
You're so incorrect.
but that is just, it's just fun for me to do that. So I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know. But it's similar to what you were saying, where it's like, this is dishonest because this isn't really what's happening. I know it's a performance, but it's also like, for me, I know that my eye for aesthetics is different than what is socially accepted or understood to be aesthetic.
yeah,
So I'll be like, this is a good shot. I love this angle and lighting and whatever. This is good. But it's only good in like a niche category kind of way, and only weirdos would find that good, because the actual good is not something that I can do because I don't see the world through that lens. Like, um, I don't want to say her name, but the friend that we have the corn store joke with,
yes, yes,
she
yes.
has a great eye
Oh,
for
you're
what is
right.
like, what is aesthetic. Like, this is good.
However, it's not my aesthetic. She has a wonderful eye for that. She's kind of
Yeah.
a genius. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of how she makes a living, no?
Oh, absolutely. But like,
Like
she's always had that talent to be like, that is that is aesthetic.
yes, but it's very like it's very clean
It
and there's
is.
like a coldness to it and it's very modern and it totally
Yep.
works for like where she's at
It's
in her
clean and
job.
curated, and it's for a certain
Yeah.
audience. Absolutely. My
Yes.
sister has a similar eye for aesthetics that is curated and for a certain audience. It's not my audience, and neither is hers, but I still look at that and I'm like, this is amazing. Like, this is a well done shot, collection of shots, whatever. But then when I go to do it, I'm like, and maybe this is just because I see my life and I see myself and I see everything already. It's like when you look at your own writing, or you look at your own cosplay video, or you look at your own anything that you've made, and you're just like, this is bad. But it's only because you've
Yeah.
been staring at it for hours. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Like
not.
in the aesthetic video that I just made,
Mm-hmm.
I was debating cutting something because I'm like, I run a little too long and that seems fake. Like that doesn't seem how long a person should run. And then I've just like left it in because I'm like, that's stupid. Like
Yeah, like it's your video. I thought it was cute. I really liked that one.
I like that video. Yeah, that's my friend's farm and she does sometimes listen to this podcast.
Perfect.
So
Perfect.
yeah, you can't leave someone who's like obsessed with Cinderella and Ever After alone on a farm and
Mm-hmm.
just be like, "Oh, be normal.
Yeah.
Do the tasks that I gave
Is
you."
that how you show up to work on the farm too, wearing that every time? Your little your little milkmaid outfit, little corset, and then your basket for the eggs. I
Yeah.
love it. I'm just teasing you because it's funny. Anyway, when we have a farm, that is the dress
Oh, that's
code.
absolutely what I'm
That
wearing
is the dress code.
every day.
Absolutely.
Um, but I no, I always wear like my coverall because it's like dirty. There's like a
Yeah.
lot of dirt.
Yeah, it's a dirty job.
But I
Someone's got to
wasn't,
do
there
it.
was nothing. I just had to feed the cats and make sure the animals like had enough water. So
Good.
it wasn't anything like dirty.
I actually spent the morning recording another like mundane aesthetic day in my life thing, but this time I'm gonna add a voiceover to it. So this is gonna be a new level of cringe for me. It's
I
not
love your
cringe. Like,
voice.
I just want to clarify that I don't believe in cringe. Like, if you're happy with whatever you're
No.
doing, it cringe is just like the socially whatever word. Like, I feel embarrassed putting myself out there in that way because it's like a different kind of vulnerability than cosplay, which is what I'm used to putting
Yeah.
on the internet.
I don't
So,
I don't really believe in I don't believe in cringe, and I don't
right.
believe in like I I mean, I think shame has like a time and place, but I don't think
Yeah.
it's like, me dressing up like a milkmaid to go on somebody's farm. Like
Right.
that's
No,
I'm having
exactly.
fun.
And like me talking about waking up and making egg bites and sitting outside with my morning coffee like that, why does
Yeah.
that make me feel embarrassed? Like I'm challenging that by creating this content. I need to know, I need to like erase shame and embarrassment from myself. I'm 34 years old. Like why am I
Yeah.
embarrassed? I've been on the internet for so long.
I don't have a lot of shame. I did feel a little bit of shame the other day, or like embarrassment the other day in a way that I did not think I would. Like my like I take voice lessons, and my voice teacher's voice teacher wanted to hear me, and at
Mm.
first I thought it was so my voice teacher could like have a fake lesson where she shows her voice teacher how good she's doing. And
Yeah.
then I realized, no, oh no, my camera. And then I realized that it was for me because I'm having trouble with my chest voice,
Mm.
and she couldn't figure out like what was going on. So I was like embarrassed when I realized that it was like a me problem. Even though
Well,
like that
yeah.
was so nice of her to like
Yeah.
get her teacher to like help me because she like couldn't find a good exercise, and like we did.
Mhm.
But I just had this moment when I realized, oh, like I'm not doing her a favor. Like she's trying to help me. Like I'm like beyond her scope.
Yeah, but
Like
honestly, that is great that the teacher brought in her teacher rather than be like, you're a lost cause or like, I
no,
can't
it was
help you.
great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
But I
awesome.
did like I hardly ever feel like shame or embarrassment. I had just like a moment where I was like, oh, like it's because I'm a problem. But
Mm-hmm.
it was overall good.
Yeah, good. Um, yeah, it's good that you're still continuing the voice lessons. I thought you would stop that after the musicals ended.
No, I just decided to keep going because I really want to learn how to sing like
Mm-hmm.
properly. Like
Correctly. Yeah.
I like I like that. I'm like having fun, and now there's no pressure to like pick an audition song. Like I can
Mm-hmm.
sing what I want, and yeah.
I want to do something like that. I was thinking about reaching out to our former drummer to see if she could teach
Yes.
me some violin. I want to learn violin.
That would be so cool. You totally
Hmm.
should.
I have to I have to just make sure that this is one of those things that's like this is a true interest of yours and not an ADHD like dopamine rush. Let me just buy the new thing, set up the new thing, get excited about the new thing and then drop it after a month. Like I don't want to do that.
I get that.
So, and I already have like two basses, a guitar and a keyboard and
Two
a
faces?
tin flute. Yeah, the one you got me and the one I got me. My
Oh.
basses.
Hmm.
I have a really weird band set up here. No percussion, just two basses, an acoustic guitar, and a keyboard and a tin flute. Yes. So, I've mastered none of those instruments, and yet here I am thinking I want to learn violin.
It's fine.
Also, kalimba.
I have
I think
a
that's
friend
what
who
it's
wants
called.
to learn how to play the cello, like so bad.
That's a
I'm like,
that's big. It's a big
yeah.
instrument.
She
But
said it's too
see, like, it could be worse. I could be like, I want to learn the oboe. Like, that's huge. And that's also a whole different way of playing instruments.
and
I've never
it's a
done.
double reed instrument, which I've never experienced.
I don't think I can do wind instruments because of my years of poking snot.
Ah.
I don't think I have the breath control. I would eventually learn, I guess, but
Oh my God, that's one thing in voice. I'm, for some reason, just so terrified of running out of breath. So I like, in sax, if you take too much breath, it's like not that big a deal. But in voice, if at the end of your last note, you're just like,
yeah,
or it's, ugh.
yeah. But that's
I'm a
good,
learning.
actually. That's cool because you did have a wind instrument, and now you're learning a different wind instrument that is you.
It's me, I'm the win.
Yeah, your vocal tubes. I'm the wind.
I'm the win. But
Yeah.
but like, I don't know. It's fun. I hope you do violin. I think that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
If I don't know, maybe I'll treat myself at the end of the summer if I'm still thinking about it. And put some money away
Yeah.
for lessons and the instrument itself. Because, like, I don't need to get something fancy for my
No,
first violin. But,
no. It's yeah, you could. I don't know. I just think that's a cool pursuit.
yeah,
I'm in support.
I like learning new things and taking less. I tried to. Okay, so there's this website where you can take, like, free online college classes. And I signed up to take some because I'm like, this is cool. The
That is
first
cool.
class that I thought I was going to take was Spanish, even though I've taken Spanish in high school and college, and I've just, like, been around Spanish speakers, but it just, languages don't click, you know?
No, I have trouble
They just
also.
don't. It's the same reason why I couldn't learn how to read music, which is going to be a problem for violin, but regardless. I got through lesson one and lesson two, but when I got to lesson three, which was like conjugations, tenses, and remembering, because, like, I have to not only remember the word for the word, but I have to remember the word's variations for the word and when to use them in regards to other words. And that was just too much. Like,
It's
I've
fair.
that was memorizing stuff in one and two, fine. Memorizing and trying to, like, remember all the different ways of using, no. I fell
It's
apart in
hard.
lesson three. Spanish is not
Oh.
something that I can just learn through an online class. That's not
But
going to work.
Spanish would be really useful.
Mm-hmm.
I always want to like dust off my French and like try to get better at it. Like especially here.
Yeah.
Like there's
Yeah.
yeah.
And you already kind of know the language, so that would be good.
But it's not like I got to this really before Duolingo became like AI or
Yeah.
whatever. I was doing it and I got to this really weird space in the French section where like I had no idea what was going on because I had like come in at a higher level, you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then it just like progressed so fast and I was like I don't like know what this owl is trying to tell me anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna keep trying Spanish. I'm gonna buy, like, an online workbook and hope that that will be different because I'll be handwriting it out instead of, like, watching a
I think
video
that
and
makes a
then
difference.
typing. I think so too. I miss handwriting stuff.
Me too.
I
Oh
also
yeah.
want to learn Italian. So Italian and Spanish are kind of similar. Maybe.
That reminded me that I had a job because I had a job where I had to keep a notebook.
Oh yeah. All right. Yeah, we're about halfway through. We can start complaining about our fucking
I
seasonal job
completely forgot I
place.
had that job.
Sweet. Anyway, here's the part of the episode where we focus on how shitty it is to work in a seasonal town. Specifically the Hamptons. We're not going to tell you which Hampton, but
Oh, I forgot
that's
about
all
that
the
job
same.
too.
They're all the same. They all have the same type of wealth inequality, job inequality,
It's crazy.
um,
It's crazy.
tourism. It is crazy. It sucks. And Danny and I have, like, slightly different perspectives because I grew up out here from, like, birth to whatever. I went to the local schools,
Yeah.
and my mom went to the local high school, and my dad was a transplant in his 30s because he inherited a building from his mom when she passed away on a main street. So he didn't grow
I
up out here,
was
but he grew
a
up on Long Island. Your turn.
summer person.
Huh?
I was a summer person.
Yes, but before the summer people became what they are now. They used to be
I
normal.
but my grandparents like they've been there since 1959. Like they were there. They're
That was
there.
their only residence.
No.
Oh, okay. They had a house in the city.
They had a house in, yes, in, well, in New Jersey.
Okay.
But yeah. And then it was full time after, I don't remember
So where
when
did your
they
your mom grow up? Mostly, New Jersey or
in
here?
in the Bronx.
Oh, so they had three houses.
No, hold on. Like they had That's
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna write the time down.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna let the
Sorry
clock
about
go.
that.
That's okay.
Um, they they had a house where they had a house,
Mm-hmm.
and
A house in the
then
Hamptons.
yeah, house in the Hamptons, and then after somebody what like they got rid of the house in the Bronx, and
Okay.
then they got like an apartment in New Jersey, an apartment in the Bronx, and they got an apartment in New Jersey, and then they got rid of that, and then they like full time lived in the Hamptons.
Okay. But your mom went through all her schooling in the Bronx.
Yes.
Yeah. My mom was in Oceanside and Brooklyn for her elementary
Oh,
school and middle school, and then came out here for high school. So I
oh my
think my
God, I didn't know
grandma
that.
had the house out here. I don't remember. I think the house out here was a summer house when they lived in Oceanside, but then became the residence. I don't remember why, but like, oh no, they were in a different Hamptons before this one, but
Really?
the
Okay.
one that's like not really considered a Hamptons.
Okay.
I think you
Yeah.
know. Anyway, they were there for a little bit and then moved out here. And so then my mom went to high school and then settled with my dad, and
But in
here I
any
am.
case, V is much more local than I am. Like,
I've just been here longer, but yeah.
yeah.
I didn't have the experience of a summer house or like a winter house or anything like that.
My my first job was like at a tourist place in our town,
Mhm.
and I'm pretty sure I only got the job because his daughter was going to the same university that I went to, and
Okay.
I like he was like, "Oh, like so you." I didn't really know her. She was fine. We weren't friends. She's nice. She
Yeah.
played sports. I was not like the biggest sport person.
Yeah.
Um, but like that's how I got that job, and that job was across from the place I ended up working at for like 8 years.
Oh wow.
They like needed help on July 4th weekend, which as you can imagine is like crazy.
Mhm.
And I had off. I happened to have off from the other job, and then my boss got so mad that I worked across the hall.
Damn.
And he came in and he's like, "Listen, I'm not trying to muddy the waters, but like," and I was like, I'm not like working that job instead. It's just I had off and I worked there.
Yeah,
Like
what the
it was,
fuck? I hate, I mean, you were a little older, but I hated the way that like the business owners took advantage of teenagers working
yeah.
for them. Like it brutal.
I feel like one of the places that we both worked at took advantage of us
For
because
sure.
we were making like a minimum
We
wage.
were making
Like,
minimum everywhere. Well, I was. But yeah,
I
when I
was,
was before I was 14, before I was like legally allowed to work, I was babysitting. Um and I was babysitting people, usually people in my neighborhood, but also like my mom would drop me off at their house for a few hours while both of her parents were working at a salon in town. Um and I would watch her for a few hours, make sure she had lunch and whatever, take care of the dog. And then when her mom came home, I would have my mom come pick me up because she was right in town working at the store with my dad because my dad
yeah.
owned the building and therefore owned a business in that building. And yeah, my mom worked at the elementary school in the off season, so the not summer, and then in the summer she worked with my dad. And I would
That makes
also
sense.
work with my dad sometimes in the summer, but not as much. And this was like before I was 14. So I would be like dusting shelves, bringing things up from the basement that were sold, cutting up boxes in the back, just little like family business shit.
Yeah.
And then when I was 14, I'm pretty sure my first job was the restaurant across the street that is
That I
no
worked at
more.
like a decade later. Like,
Um, did you? The one
yeah.
it starts with an S?
No. Oh, no, no, no. I didn't work at
No.
that restaurant,
No,
but I
you
worked at
didn't.
another
No, no, no.
restaurant
But
that you
that
worked
restaurant
at.
sucked. I've talked about it in a different episode. That restaurant sucked. The owner's wife was always drunk and like came
That's horrible.
downstairs one afternoon and found me sitting on the bench and like flipped the bench over and was like, clean this with why are you sitting? I'm like, there's no one fucking in here. I'm 14 years old, first of all right, I'm a bus girl. Like, I'm taking dirty dishes and bringing them to the kitchen and like setting the tables. Nobody was here. Nobody was having lunch. Like, the place was empty, and she was mad that it was empty, but she took out the anger on me, the teenager sitting on the bench. So I like almost walked
Misery.
out. I've never walked out of a job, but that was the closest to me walking out. And I think after that, I just went to my dad and I was like, I'm not going back there. All right. I
Yeah,
know we have
fair.
like 3 weeks left of summer. I'm about to start preseason for volleyball. I'm done. I'm not going back there. Like,
Yeah.
nobody's going to treat me like that. Thanks, but no.
No, that's I had no spine. Like at least you
Mm,
knew. I was treated so terribly by so many bosses, but I was just
yeah.
like, well, I have a job, I'll do anything. I just want you to like me. I just want to be a good worker. Like I was so like in that mentality,
Yeah.
which is great for everybody who hired me.
Yeah.
But like not so good for me.
I was that to an extent too, though. And like, we didn't really have a choice. We needed, we
You need
needed
a
the money.
job and you need yeah. And I there was some of it like where I needed rent, but most of it I was living
Yeah.
with my grandparents or my
Thankfully, I
mom.
never had the rent thing, but like, I did have, just when my dad was alive, he would not tolerate not having a job, not being employed. So, like,
Yeah.
if you could work, you should work. And
Wow.
okay. So then, yeah, 14, the restaurant. 15, I'm pretty sure that's when I did the summer camp.
Oh,
Um,
I forgot you worked
I think
there.
I did the summer camp. I don't remember if I did it for 2 years. I think I did. 15, I did it. I might have done it for, I don't know. It was like really early. I was dealing with really young kids. A chicken pooped on me. Um, uh, yeah. There were some kids that were like afraid of water, but it was like too hot to be playing outside without them being wet. So like, I remember holding the hose and being like, please, just can I get your shirt wet? Like, we can't go back inside the air conditioning for some reason. They want us outside playing, but it's
Oh
too
my
hot to be outside, so
God.
I have to make sure you're wet. It was weird. It was a weird job. Um, Done with that. And then 16, was I 16 when I started working at the place across the street from you at that shop? The shop that
I were
sells
you 16?
everything. I might have been 16 when I started working
That's so
there because I think
young.
I was still in high school.
I didn't get my first job till I was 17.
That's lucky.
I mean, I had like weird babysitting jobs, but they weren't like consistent. They were kind
Hmm.
of like random.
Yeah.
Like I never and then I was one of the annoying kids whose mom would go in with them like the
Hmm.
first couple times I tried and I really wanted one job in particular and they were hiring but because my mom had come in and handed them their resume and been like this is my daughter I like didn't get the job because I didn't speak because I didn't
Yep.
want to
Yep.
um yeah and I did eventually get that job and I thought it was like gonna be great, and it was one of the worst jobs I've ever had.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the summer job at that shop I had for a few years, and then I graduated, and then I didn't. I worked there in the summer, and then I got the job at the clothing consignment store
I
in
also worked at the
2011.
clothing consignment store.
Yeah, we worked there at different times though. I
Yeah,
still didn't meet you yet. Like in 2011, I was working at the
no,
consignment, and then 12, and then 12 and 13. 13 is when we officially met, and I was working at both the consignment and the shop that sells everything.
yeah,
Somewhere before that, I worked at the restaurant that we both worked at, and I did that. I think that was a winter gig, and I was like, "Ew, I never want to do this." And I was there for like 2 weeks, and then I'm like, "No, we're done. This isn't. I'm not. I
I
restaurants can't do it."
I'm really bad at restaurant work, but I really need the money because when I worked at the restaurant that we both worked at,
Mm-hmm.
I had like I was living in an apartment, so like I
Yeah,
needed
yeah.
rent,
You really didn't have a choice of where to
and
work
I
because that's
worked
the
at
other issue. Like, these places will give you 60 hours a week in the summer, and then 10 hours a week in the winter, maybe. It
Yeah,
sucks.
so it's impossible. It's just like it's such an impossible situation because and it's so back asswards because like in the summer like everybody's vying for like an apartment or a place to live, and in the winter like when you could afford to get something,
Mm-hmm.
you have no hours at your job to like pay for a place that you might be able to afford. It's
Exactly.
so
So
ridiculous.
all the crazy money that you're supposed to supposedly making in the summer, you're supposed to save for the winter. It's just it's really it doesn't make any sense. I know restaurant jobs in the summer were great though for some people that can handle it because they made some crazy fucking tips. I made some great tips at the end of my summer camp job too, but like I don't really enjoy working with very young kids.
I worked at a sport camp
Mhm.
one summer. And I remember some like it was so weird. Like if the kid liked you, especially, like the parent would just give you money at the end of the
Yeah.
summer.
Yep. The tips thing.
So strange. But
It was
also
very weird.
I wasn't good at that job and they gave us free ice cream. So like that whole
Oh, good.
summer I just like ate a lot of ice cream. Like I didn't do that
Nice.
much work.
Yeah, when I was at the everything store, I ate a lot of candy and ice cream and chips because that's what all we sold. And like, when the pizza place was still across the street, I'd like run across to get a slice or run across to get a cup of coffee at that place next to it, which is
Yeah.
gone now. Just another update.
Wait. Oh man.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep, that one's gone. Another one
Damn.
bites the dust. That's the other fucking issue about being in a tourist town.
Yep.
We have seen so many businesses that were like 20 plus years old gone just because the rent
Yep.
keeps going up and they can't afford it, or the owners are getting older and they don't want to work as hard, and that's fine. Like, you shouldn't have to be working until your deathbed to like, that's crazy.
No, but it's like sad.
It's sad
Um,
because something similar doesn't come in. Like, what goes in now are designer fucking some fancy shoe
I know
brand.
what shoe company.
Yeah, came in, and I'm like,
Yeah,
this is it. This is the beginning of the end. This is like
yeah, it's so messed up.
that, and every
But
other store is a gallery.
yeah, for some
Great.
reason. Can we go back to food at work for a second?
Yeah.
Because I like just one of the people that would come into one of the jobs I had frequently was
Mhm.
a woman who worked at like the Mars company, like for
Mhm.
chocolate, you
Mhm.
know?
Yeah, I do.
So she bought us, I think it was like a 5 pound Snickers bar. And like me and my coworker finished, like at first we were being like precious with it and
Yeah.
taking like human amounts. But by like the end of the night, we were just like fisting pieces of
That's
Snickers bar, like,
insane.
almost the
Five
whole
pounds.
bar. We were so ill. Like
Yeah,
that's like all we could talk about the next
I
day.
would imagine. That's like when you ate the 2 pound bag of, or it wasn't 2 pounds, it was a small bag of dehydrated apples, but it was
Well,
2 pounds of apples, and it says on the bag, don't eat the whole bag.
no, but they were so good and I
And
was
you
so
did.
ill.
Yep. But yeah, so most of the jobs that we had, we couldn't keep year round, and if we did keep it year round, the hours fluctuated so much that we needed to get more jobs in the winter. Obviously,
Yes.
the job market is very similar now, so like this isn't new news to anybody, but being 22 and having five different jobs, five different W-2s, or like, being paid like I was cleaning houses with this lady twice a week, and then I would go to my figure modeling job after that, and I was paid cash for both of those jobs. And then I would go
Same.
walk a dog, and then I would go clean the gym for like a couple hours 2 nights a week, and then 2 days a week I would also be at the everything store. And so that's just it was
No,
my
it's
my nervous system was shot, and I really
it's
wasn't making
maddening. And
like
when I look,
enough.
so like I wrote out all my jobs on a list, and when I look at how many of them I was doing at the same time,
Yeah.
it's insane. We all had, I think everybody who stayed in that place year round had like 3 to 4 jobs, like to,
Yep.
because you have to cobble everything together and you have to keep track of your schedules and you like,
Right. And everybody needed you on a Wednesday. And I'm like, I can't work everywhere on a Wednesday. Like, why? Give me a
yeah.
Saturday. Give me a Friday. Why do you all need me on this one fucking day? Like,
And
stop.
it like it used to be much less year round. I remember one year the job that I really liked and that really liked me tried to keep me for the winter. And
Yeah.
I read the entirety of Moby Dick, like from cover to cover, because it
Yeah.
was so like dead. I'd
Hmm.
almost it started to get to the point where I'd be like upset if somebody walked in like the
Right.
middle of a chapter. I'm like, like
Yeah. No, that was also me, but like we weren't allowed to read or sit down at one of my
oh, that's
jobs, and I'm
horrible.
like, this is fucking stupid. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to read.
I'm
Otherwise, I'm just
going.
going to be staring at the wall. They're like, no, you could dust, you could clean something. Like, bitch, I've been cleaning. You haven't had this store officially cleaned, like deep cleaned, since the 80s. Like, I'm not. Mm-mm.
Yeah, dude. I
But yeah.
the job like the job I had at a hardware store,
Mm-hmm.
very general.
Mm-hmm.
Um, there were cameras everywhere, and the bosses really watched them, and he really couldn't do nothing.
And
Like
that's
unless
so crazy. Why are
it
you
was
micromanaging me? Go away.
it was
These
so crazy.
cameras are supposed to be for people stealing, not on the staff to make sure that we're not talking to each other, reading a book, texting. Ugh, I hate it. I
I
hate it.
I literally think like every we had it was sort of a good work culture in a way because we were all trying to like look out for each other so like nobody got in trouble. We
Yeah.
kind of bonded, and I like literally changed my poop schedule so I could poop at work because that was like there are no cameras in the bathroom, like at
Mm-hmm.
least I'm gonna like poop in peace.
Yeah.
you know
Yeah.
like
Ugh. And one of my jobs didn't like, they liked to have the doors open and the AC not very high. So I was just like sweating. And then if I had to go outside for a delivery and I'd come back inside and it wasn't relaxing and it's just sweaty and I'm sweating. And then they're like, you look so, you look so gross. You need to like look better. I'm like, then hire somebody to do the sweaty labor that isn't
yeah.
me and keep me at the counter with air conditioning. A lot of that changed now that she doesn't hire 20 somethings and teenagers for the cash registers anymore. So that's
That's
great that it can change for, people over 50 but not us. And
but
yeah.
we were like, I don't know, it was an amazing and like every crazy thing happened that you could imagine. Like at the store that I was at for like 8 years,
Hmm.
there was somebody always pooped on the floor every summer.
That's
And somebody
insane.
always peed on the floor every summer. Like a human.
That's
Like not
insane.
like yeah, every summer.
It does make sense because you were kind of at a toy store, but like
I
that's
was
still
kind of at a
insane.
toy store. But like every summer.
Hmm.
Like
Every summer we had really drunk, like when it was me and the other girl managing, working, it was just us two, both like 21, 22, or whatever, at a shop alone, 9 o'clock at night when everyone's fucking drunk coming out of the bars and doing whatever the fuck. Like that was unsafe. And we didn't really have cameras. Like we had fake cameras on the
yeah.
walls and shit. Like they weren't catching anything. If anything happened, crazy. So,
I I told you right when I got paid with like a drug spoon.
yeah. Yep. Hmm.
Did I tell you, is that on a podcast episode?
I don't remember.
Would you like to hear it again?
I mean, sure.
You don't have to. But it was like very early in the morning. I think it was like right when I opened. It was maybe I guess that's not very early, 10 o'clock. But
Mm-hmm.
like this person had obviously been up. Like this
Oh,
was
yeah.
not their thing. This
It
is
was
just like the
not.
continuation of the night.
Yeah.
And like bright pink lipstick, like smeared everywhere, like mascara smeared everywhere, like short blonde hair. I remember exactly what this person looked like, and like a huge fake fur coat, like in the middle of the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And like she comes in and she's kind of shaking, and she just wants to buy chapstick, but she doesn't have any money.
Mm-hmm.
And she just like shakily offers me like a spoon to like cook meth on, I
Mm-hmm.
think.
Yeah.
And like I just let her have the chapstick, but she insisted I took the spoon. And then like the job got busy because it was summer. And like it's the end of the night, and my bosses come in, and the meth spoon's just sitting by the counter. And I completely forgot about it.
They're like,
And they
why
were
do you have
like,
a meth spoon
what
at
have you
work?
been doing? And I was like, no, 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 no.
Yeah. Yucky. Scary. I
I
will say I will say that that was kind of the fun part about working in the summer
Yeah.
on Main Street was working late and then being able to just like go right out. Like I would keep my change of clothes in the car or in my bag at work, and then I'd change and go to the bars, or go meet my friends at a house and we're drinking, smoking, whatever, and then I'd walk home at 3 o'clock in the morning, with or without whoever I'm about to hook up with. I don't know if you
Yeah.
shared that experience. You had your like doc friends though that I
I
remember.
had my doc friends. I felt
Your
like
group.
a yeah, I felt like a celebrity like some nights because they'd like wait for me to get off work. Like they'd
Mm-hmm.
just sit on the bench outside and I'd take like all this stuff inside and like
Yep.
count the money and whatever. And then there'd be like a group waiting and we just like all go to the dock. And like most of us didn't drink. Like some of us smoked. We didn't do anything. Like we just talked till
Mm-hmm.
like 2 in the morning and then like went
Yeah.
home.
I remember
Like
that kind of life before I was allowed to go in the bars before I was 21. So yeah, it wasn't all bad. The working part was shitty, but then the like being
it
where the people are was fun.
it made it made a huge difference who you worked with because there were
Yeah.
like me and the other guy that worked at the store that I worked at
Mm-hmm.
got along so well. So if I had a shift with him, everything was great. But there were some summers where they just hired like some kid like
Yeah.
who had no idea what they were doing
Yeah.
and just was like, "Ooh, toys." And then I'm like, "Yeah, you have to like work
Yeah.
though."
That
Like
I feel that. I had one steady coworker that was my age, and she was great, and we got along pretty well. And then in the summers, randoms from like older women, who the one that like snapped at us for being gay.
yeah, that was
I was like,
crazy.
okay,
I remember.
all right, what are you doing? And then like the kids that just didn't, yeah, like swept wrong. So then I would have to be the one to sweep. And I'm like, nah, teach this little fucking kid to sweep better. I'm not the
Yeah.
sweeper. Like, they, huh? So I didn't like that shit either. But I'm glad I'm not
Uh-huh.
at that job anymore. And then I was doing craft shows for a few summers, and that was great. Loved
Yeah,
that.
that
Loved
was
that.
fun.
Until the fucking pandemic ruined my flow.
The pandemic was
And,
really stressful. I was the
yeah.
only one working.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else had like I don't know why they thought we were essential. I guess if something's broken in your house and you like need a pipe.
They wanted
Like
to
if your
make money.
toilet,
That's what it
yeah.
is. They wanted to make money.
But it sucked because I'd come back to my apartment and my roommates would be like so high and they just
Mm-hmm.
like have been watching movies and like snacking all day and I'm like, ugh, I just worked and I feel like I'm in Chernobyl and I have to like scrub my whole body in the shower and like
Yeah.
you're just like, hey, like, do you
Mm-hmm.
want to watch Pineapple Express?
Nice and
Like,
relaxed. And how did they, like, I guess they were just paid they were compensated? They were probably getting
yeah,
unemployment.
they like all signed up for unemployment
Yeah.
because they didn't have essential jobs. Yeah.
Damn. I mean, I was getting unemployment too for my own business because at that time I was working for myself exclusively, other than like dog walking and figure modeling once in a while, which both stopped after the pandemic because I went back to do a few figure modeling things and they were like, we don't want you to wear a mask while you're modeling, so you're like fully naked. And I'm like, okay, that's fine as long as everyone's vaccinated. And then I found out that not everyone going was vaccinated and the unvaccinated people also didn't want to wear masks. So I'm like, I'm not
Oh,
fucking putting
no.
myself at risk for
No, absolutely
$20 an hour. I'm so sorry. I'm not doing that. $40 to stand naked and risk my health again? No.
not good.
So,
I didn't mind modeling at first, but then I started to mind modeling.
yeah.
Like the only job that I wanted genuinely was like the Sunday job at the
Mhm.
super rich
Same.
place
Same.
because that was nice.
Yeah, you
I've
had like
never,
a nice place to lay down. Like I didn't have to be on a really uncomfortable stool for 3 hours. The Tuesdays sucked.
I
The
don't
Tuesdays.
remember
Tuesdays were
Tuesdays.
the long
Oh,
pose day.
yeah, those sucked.
Yeah, so like 10 to 12 was whatever, and then 12 to 2 was long one pose.
But the the like fancy place
Mm-hmm.
was, I like to see, that's like the cool part of kind of living in the Hamptons is like the glimpses of like the affluency, however messed up it is that you get to see, are kind of cool because it's like, I
Yeah.
think he had a gold-plated toilet, like we were in, like he had
Yeah. He had an art
uh,
tower. Like, just the tower of this giant mansion was for art.
yeah,
And you walked up the staircase on the outside, and then this, like, little studio inside, and artists would come and draw, and it was beautiful. I did a lot of private modeling things too during my modeling time at like other fancy houses, but
that's cool. I didn't really. That was like the only one. But I got like he had a wait staff and they'd
mhm.
wear uniforms and
Mhm.
they'd bring you fresh squeezed orange juice and
Yep.
like fresh baked cookies.
And
Like that
cookies.
was bananas.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it was. But that was the same thing. Like, I would go into these giant houses to clean them when I was a house cleaner,
oh yeah.
and I would get to stay in some of these like big houses or just old houses on Main Street as a dog
Oh,
sitter because, the owners are going away for a week or 2 weeks and they need somebody to stay with their dog. So I would do that and then I'd get to like live in their house, which, like, I don't know. It's At first it was nice, it was cool, and then I started to really just be like, this is actually kind of gross. That like the only time that I'll be able to be in a house like this is if I'm working in it, you know?
yeah. You do start to have like thoughts like that. Yeah. At first it's really cool and then it kind of like
Mm-hmm.
turns
Same
like
thing, same thing partying in the summer. Like, you'd meet people that work on yachts and they'd be like, come back to the
yeah.
boat that we'll have drinks and do whatever. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? This beautiful, like, there's cocaine on the table. There's just like, you could do whatever you want, this giant big old boat. And then, and then you're just like struck with like, wow, this is somebody's life. Like, the only reason I'm here is because I know somebody who works here. Like, it's just
Yeah.
so.
It's crazy.
Mm,
But you get these like little glimpses into like the ultra rich that I feel like not a lot of people get.
yeah.
Like, and it's like it's cool, but it's also gross.
It's gross. It is disgusting cleaning their houses. None of them know how to take care of themselves. None of
No.
them know how to take care of themselves. The house cleaning was vile. The
Yeah.
pet care, sometimes vile, because these people would be like, they just wouldn't keep track of the food for their dog or whatever, or the dog would like shit and piss all over the house, and they'd be like, just clean it up. That's just what they do. I'm
It's
like,
so real.
okay. Um, so what else was like? Oh, and they're stinky. The rich people are
Yeah.
stinky.
But and also I don't know if you had this with the houses you cleaned, like stuff was gross or whatever, like clearly like neglected,
Yeah,
but like the kitchens were so easy to clean because I don't think any of those rich people are cooking. I think they're
exactly.
all eating out. So like the
But
kitchen would be like immaculate.
also though, when I'm staying in some of these houses, I'm like, this wall piece is like falling off. The molding is broken here. The door doesn't close the right way. Like, everything kind of looks nice, but it's not made well. Like,
Yeah. It's
I
like
don't
a facade.
understand. Why do you have all this money if you're not? Oh, what are you spending it on? Like, where is it going? Because it's not going into like body care. Like, you don't wash
Like
your hair unless you go to see somebody at a salon. You don't wash your body after you take a yoga class and then go to the local like vegetable store to get a drink, and your breath is
yeah.
rank and you don't like. It's just, oh my God, rich people are really a different breed.
I literally think of this quote all the time because it's from Ever After, and I think about Ever After all the time. But when she's like, the penalty for being wealthy is that you have to live with the rich, I
Mm-hmm.
think about that a lot. Because
Yeah.
like they're not like us. Like
No,
something's
they're
broken.
so
Like so- I don't know.
disconnected from. And you can tell the difference between somebody who like came up into wealth, they have
Yeah.
some sort of like understanding of how the world works, versus people that are just born there and like, I don't even know if they wipe their own butt.
No, and it isn't. It's definitely like I don't want to be like it's not all rich people. Like, but there's a real disconnect, and they couldn't. I don't know. Like they can't really take care of themselves. Like the
No.
ones that I encountered.
But they act
Like
like they can. Like, sir,
yeah, and
I'm
it's like
scrubbing
your fault.
hairballs off of your like $5,000 couch. Like, and you're telling me, oh, don't like don't break the fabric, don't scrape it, don't use this material, don't clean it with this. Sir, your cats are puking and shitting all over your couch, and you're telling me to use this like super duper organic, it's basically just like lemon and baking soda scrub
Yeah.
so I don't ruin the fabric? Okay.
Ugh. It's yeah.
So
There.
yeah, all of these jobs, I'm so glad I don't have to do them anymore right now,
Me
thankfully.
too, but there were some really fun parts and
Yeah.
like there's some really like unique experiences and jobs that I feel like you
Mhm.
could not get anywhere else. Like weird stuff would happen to you and there'd
Yeah.
be like celebrities which I care about who I care about, but like for the most part it's like, oh, that's a human. But
Yeah.
like it's still fun. Like
Yeah, I mean, I did through connections I made locally. I was asked to be a tarot reader at some rich fancy wedding, and I made like $2,000 in a night, which was insane to just
so
read
cool.
cards for people. Like things like that, you know, because I forgot that I was a tarot reader at a coffee shop too. But like so many jobs. Anyway, I just it you met some cool people. You met some really shitty ones. The money isn't really worth it, like the damage that it does to your mental health and your body. But
I was so stressed. There
yeah.
was when I had a bunch of different jobs because I always did, but one of them was at a coffee shop and it was really early in the morning and I couldn't figure out why I was sick. It's because I was
Yeah,
like
that was the
so
summer you were
ragged.
literally sick all the time.
I was sick all the time. Like I either had a cold or I was like throwing up or like
Mhm.
something. Like I there were several times where I had to call the boss of that coffee shop to like come rescue me because I
Mhm.
was just like too sick to work.
Yeah.
Like but you just have to keep going, especially when it's the on season because you
Mhm.
know like okay, whatever, like this 10-hour shift is going to turn into like a 2-hour shift in the winter. So
Yep, the
like I
money's going to
have to
run
do
out. The
it.
work's going to run out. Like you can rest later kind of shit. And
It made me really good at saving money, I will
mhm.
say.
Not me.
Okay,
That's
that's
not true.
fine.
I'm good at saving money when I have a goal in mind. But if it's just
Yeah,
like let me put this money away,
nah.
like I worked all summer and we were able to buy this bus with the money
Yeah.
that I made in one summer and I was like that's great. Let's go. We're gone. But yeah, most of the time, at least when I started working mostly for myself too, like with the craft shows, the money that I would make at a show, I would end up like splitting into like bills and future shows, future supplies, whatever. So I never really was putting money away. But if I was able to keep going at the rate I was going, I would have been. Anyway, um,
Maybe I'll start crafting again.
I
Craft
yeah,
show.
I would love to. I just know that I need help now because I do not have the spoons to do everything by myself anymore.
I would do it if I could. Maybe
Okay.
like in a, like in a year or something, I'll
Yeah,
be
when you have your residency.
my permanent
But
residency.
yeah, that's a little rundown for what it's like working in a seasonal town, a summer town, the Hamptons specifically, which I've heard is worse now. I'm really glad I don't work summers because of all the like influencer bullshit that's making people show up and record everybody. Like I don't know what I would have done if I was working at the fucking counter at the job, the everywhere job, and somebody came
Yeah,
in and was like, "This is me. I'm visiting this town at this store, and look at all of these things that we have on this shelf. Oh my God, look at these cute shot glasses and these tea towels. Oh my God,
right.
do you like working here?" Like, if I had to deal with that kind of shit, or worse, which I did have to deal with teenagers riding the like quarter machine rides out front,
Oh
breaking
yeah.
them because they're over the weight limit.
God.
I'm so glad
I
TikTok wasn't around then. Holy shit.
I'm honestly I don't want to be unemployed forever because a lot of weird stuff happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I want a job again.
Yeah.
But having a break has put things into perspective and I think I would have gotten fired from a few of these jobs like if it had been 36-year-old me like working them.
Oh yeah.
Like I
I would have walked out. I would have walked out
yeah,
of so many and just been like, "You're not. This isn't worth it. This isn't worth."
yeah, you're not paying me enough. I'm not doing well mentally. Like I
Yeah.
gotta go.
Yeah.
Like
This isn't worth my time. Which is why I'm like really grateful that I'm in a position where I don't have to do that right now. I
Yeah.
can write my books, work on my Etsy shop, do my dog and cat care, and stuff
I'm
like that.
I'm grateful to no longer the town I'm in right now is not seasonal,
Mm-hmm.
but over the bridge is like a very similar thing to the Hamptons.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I'm like on the other side of the bridge in my like town where it's nothing's very interesting, everything's year round, there's nothing to see. Like,
Would
you know what I
you
mean? Like
would you take a seasonal job again though? Like once you're allowed to work on the record and get a
I
paycheck
would if
again?
it was the other way around, like everything but summer. If that was an option. I
Yeah,
just
like the
summer
school
is
job.
so long.
Like I kind of
Yeah.
there was one point where I'm like I should be a school bus driver because then I'd work during the school year and I'd have summer off.
Yeah. I know. I thought about like maybe trying to be a janitor or something like that.
Mhm.
Like, because I like cleaning and then I'd
Yeah.
get the summers off or like a groundskeeper at a school. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's been nice to not have a seasonal job.
Not have any job.
Not have any job.
But yeah, I do hope your residency comes in soon so that you can work again.
Thank you.
On that note, that is the end of our episode 19, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, good.
It is episode 19. It
Um,
really
thank you
is.
for watching IWICCI. I am the AKA Corvid Witch. You can find all of my links at corvidwitch.com. This way.
Yeah.
Who are you?
I'm Danny, and I'm mostly for Liza or for Liza 22, and I've got a TikTok and a Tumblr, and yep,
Yeah, Tumblr is making a comeback. I'm enjoying it.
yeah, me too. I like it on there.
I
Good
missed it.
vibes.
I abandoned it for TikTok in 2019, and now it's nice to go back because TikTok's probably not going to be here for another year. But anyway,
You think?
oh yeah, it was in the US at least. It's going to be gone in March, March
Whoa.
2026.
Damn. All
But
right.
yeah, we'll see you hopefully in 2 weeks. We'll be able to stay on schedule this time. I don't know. Mercury
We got
might have other
this.
plans.
We got this.
Okay, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. I hate this part of making content.
If you like it, keep listening. If you don't
Yes,
like it, it's okay.
it's okay. It's okay. Okay, bye.
Bye.